You opened an app today, maybe without even thinking about it. You saw someone's vacation, someone's body, someone's promotion, someone's perfect-looking life. And for just a second, maybe longer, something tightened in your chest. Not quite sadness, not quite anger. Something else. Something older than language. Something your ancestors felt standing around a fire 50,000 years ago. You tell yourself to stop comparing. Everyone does. Self-help books say it. Therapists say it. Your mother probably said it. But you can't stop. And the reason you can't stop is not a character flaw. It is not weakness. It is not vanity or insecurity or some modern disease born of Instagram. It is a survival mechanism so ancient and so deeply wired into your nervous system that you would not be alive today without it. Your brain is a comparison machine. That is not a metaphor. That is biology. In the 1950s, a psychologist named Festinger was watching people, not in a lab, in a housing complex. He noticed that residents didn't compare themselves to celebrities or strangers across town. They compared themselves to their next-door neighbors, the people closest to them in status, income, and circumstance. Festinger called this social comparison theory. His core finding was simple and disturbing. Human beings have a drive to evaluate their own opinions and abilities, and they do it by looking sideways at whoever is nearby. Not up, not down, sideways. Your brain isn't actually asking, "Am I good?" It's asking, "Am I good enough?" compared to them. That distinction changes everything. Go back far enough, and you lived in a group of roughly 50 to 150 people. Anthropologists call this the band. Evolutionary psychologist Dunbar studied the neocortex size of primates and traced it back to social group size. His number, now known as Dunbar's number, was approximately 150. That was the ceiling of your social world. You knew every face, every name, every relationship. And in that world, your position in the group was not a matter of ego. It was a matter of survival. If you ranked near the top, you got access. Food, mates, protection, safety. If you ranked near the bottom, you were last in line for everything. And if you fell far enough, you could be left behind entirely. Your brain evolved to track your position in that 150-person world with the same urgency it tracked predators. Because in practical terms, social standing was as dangerous as a lion. A drop in status could mean starvation. It could mean dying alone. So your brain built a system, a constant running comparison engine that monitored everyone around you, measured the gap, and sent you a signal when the gap was moving in the wrong direction. That signal is what you felt when you saw the vacation photo. Neuroscientists have mapped this. A team at Caltech led by researcher Ming Su used brain imaging to study social comparison in real time. When participants saw themselves doing better than peers, reward circuits lit up, the same circuits activated by food or warmth. When they saw peers doing better than them, those circuits dimmed and the brain's threat response flickered on. The brain does not treat social comparison as abstract information. It treats it as a survival event. You weren't being petty when that photo made you feel something. Your amygdala was doing its job. Your ancient brain was asking, "Is my position in the group secure?" And for a fraction of a second, the answer felt like no. Here's where it gets stranger. Festinger discovered two directions of comparison: upward comparison, looking at people doing better than you, and downward comparison, looking at people doing worse. Both are survival tools. Upward comparison motivates. It scans the environment for what is achievable, what others have secured that you haven't yet. Downward comparison soothes. It reassures your nervous system that you are not at the bottom, that you are safe. You do both? Every day, usually without noticing. When you scroll past a luxury apartment and feel a quiet hunger for more, that's upward comparison. When you see a news story about someone's catastrophic failure and feel, shamefully, a tiny wave of relief, that is downward comparison doing what it was built to do. Not cruelty, biology. But here's the problem your ancestors never had. Their comparison pool was 150 people. Yours is 8 billion. Your phone hands your ancient brain a sample of the most beautiful, most successful, most curated humans on the planet, all at once, all day, all night. Your comparison engine has no filter for this. It was not built for this. It cannot tell the difference between your actual peer group and the algorithmically selected highlights of every human alive. Research published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology by psychologist Melissa Hunt found that students who limited social media to 30 minutes a day showed significant reductions in loneliness, and depression in just 3 weeks. Not because social media is inherently toxic, because it floods a system built for 150 people with the signal of 8 billion, and the brain treats every single one as a local competitor. Your comparison engine runs on presence. It evolved to notice who is near, and now everything feels near. There's a particular cruelty to upward comparison in the digital age. In your ancestral band, if someone was better than you at hunting, you could watch them hunt. You could learn. You could close the gap. The comparison motivated real action in a world where the gap was closable. But when your comparison target is a filtered photograph of a 28-year-old entrepreneur on a yacht, there is no gap to close. The image is not real. The context is invisible. But your brain does not know that. It registers the gap as real. It sends the signal as real. And you feel it in your body as real. The signal fires. There is nowhere to run. The researchers who study this, people like Timothy Wilson, who studies self-perception and affect, point to something they call the hedonic treadmill. You adapt to everything you gain. The promotion feels good for a week, then your comparison resets to whoever is above you now. The new car becomes the baseline. Your brain is not built to be satisfied. It is built to keep scanning, keep comparing, keep reaching. Because the moment your ancestors stopped doing that, they stopped climbing. And the moment they stopped climbing, someone else took their spot. Satisfaction, in evolutionary terms, was dangerous. But knowing this changes something. When the tightness comes, when the photo lands and something contracts in your chest, you are not broken. You are not shallow. You are running 50,000-year-old software in a world it was never designed to navigate. The signal is ancient. The comparison is automatic. But the choice of what to do with it belongs to you in a way it never belonged to your ancestors. They had no choice. The band was the world. The hierarchy was fixed. The signal ran and they followed it, because survival left no room for reflection. You have a choice your ancestors never had. You can notice the signal. You can name it. Leon Festinger's sideways glance. Robin Dunbar's 150-person band. A brain built on a firelit savanna suddenly handed a glowing rectangle full of strangers. You can feel the comparison, and then decide what it's actually telling you. Sometimes it's telling you something real, that a gap exists and you have the power to close it, that there's something you want and the path to it is right in front of you, that the hunger is pointing somewhere meaningful, and sometimes, often, it's just noise. The signal misfiring in a world too large for it to process. Your nervous system doing its job in an environment it wasn't built for. The ancient engine running hot with nowhere to go. The next time you open an app and something tightens in your chest, you'll know what it is. Not weakness, not vanity. A 50,000-year-old system trying to keep you alive in a world it cannot understand. A brain scanning for lions in a place where all the lions are photographs. You didn't choose to compare. You were built to. And the moment you understand that, really understand it, the comparison loses just a little of its power. That tightness in your chest? Your ancestors felt it too. Standing around a fire, watching someone else get the largest share. Wondering if their position was safe. The fire is different now, but the feeling is exactly the same.